We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons Academy, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your GM for the day, Jason, and with me is Curtis playing Putty,
Hola.
Mike playing Blessed Thorn,
Hi, everyone.
and Taylor playing Riggajig.
Howdy.
And we are short one person, but we shall carry on. Alright, who remembers what happened last session?
Petty did not listen to Riggajig, and we all went out investigating, and we got a bad guy killed.
Oh, yeah.
But not like a named bad guy, just a rando.
Yeah. We had a close encounter
rando
with
henchman.
we had a close encounter with the overseer, who has been organizing the taser tonfas that we've been butting heads with in the city the past couple of, I don't know, is it weeks now?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. You know, you haven't had major events happen every week you've been in the school so far. But...
Yeah, we've implemented our new organized scheme for illicit patrols. And in the process of one of them, we did end up we tried our hand at interrogating one of the minions, and that minion was eliminated by the overseer to prevent them from talking.
You did, however, manage to get two of the flunkies back to the school where you could interrogate them in safety.
Yes,
they blamed it on
right.
the seniors.
That's right.
Well, I don't remember if you explicitly blamed the seniors.
Or
if you just left implied it might have been them.
Yeah, we were poking around in one of the villains' heads to get information, and then while we were doing that, we're like, before we turned them over and left them at the principal's office, we're like, and if they ask you who we were the seniors.
Yeah,
and it seems like, as I recall, the seniors got a special assembly after that.
Yes, they did. Nobody got in trouble because there's no proof, but they got a general talking to. That they were that afterwards you heard some of them talking, they were mystified as to what caused them.
If they find out, we're in so much trouble.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Prank war.
We also had Lacuna was also haunted, stalked by her vampire creator in her dreams.
Right.
Yes. And in real life.
What was his name?
Well,
Mortis?
Or was it Rictus Mortis.
But yes, he had entered into her dreams.
And I think he spotted. He was following us too through the city, wasn't he?
Yes, you weren't certain who it was watching you from another building.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're convinced that it was him.
Yes. Well, there was a murder or a couple of murders in that apartment.
Yes. For blood draining specifically.
Yes.
And basically, Rictus was basically making the case that Lacuna should just embrace her vampiric essence, and he was actually looking out for her best interests, and everything would be fine if she just stopped fighting it. Basically,
yeah, she'd be so much happier.
Yeah.
Well, that whole killing your family, he was trying to make them all immortal.
That's right. Blame the vampire hunters.
And yes, and then some nut job with a bunch of crossbow bolts or whatever came in.
I mean, he is a nut job with a bunch of crossbows. I mean, that much is true.
He did, in fact, name the hunter.
Oh. Yeah, but then we also found out that Blessed Thorn's divine essence was also disruptive enough to drive Rictus out of her dream.
Right.
Which is a neat thing to discover.
It's like when he was in Lacuna's head, it was like you're closer to her. It was like you were that close to him. So yeah, it was having some kind of effect, or at least that's her best guess.
And then Blessed Thorn came up with the idea of if she could concoct some way to get everyone to have everyone transport into her dream, they might be able to have some kind of like dream time showdown.
We
Yeah,
could be
let's
the
all do
dream warriors.
drugs.
Yes, exactly. Some
So, yes.
psychedelic freak out.
I believe Blessed Thor is growing some sort of psychedelic fruit.
That's right. It's my special science project.
And once again, if her dorm mother finds it, we're probably all in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we went to the authorities first. They were the first person we turned to with this problem. And what was Wolfwitch's solution? Kill the vampire. So we tried. Once again, our supervisors fail us, and we have to hunt for ourselves.
Wait, we haven't tried to kill the vampire yet.
No. Okay, that's fair. Don't knock it till you try it.
I took one look at him and said, "Hey, let's leave."
Well, that was also when your buddies had tripped the ambush and gotten attacked by some of the Overseer's people.
Hmm.
And then, in turn, triggered the ambush on them. And yeah.
Cavalcade of ambushes.
Yes. So, in that way, the plan worked fine. And, you got those people to question. But a couple of weeks have passed since then. You've continued to go on patrols, but there have been no more encounters. It's like the Overseer may be aware that you're trying to trap his people at this point.
Mm.
So you had a few relatively uneventful weeks. Blessed Thorn's been experimenting with different fruit. She hasn't quite got it dialed in yet. The last one you tried just made you all see colors for a little while.
I can just see that now.
Luckily, you tried that on like a Friday night, so you were able to, sleep
That
in
could
the
be
next day, and it cleared out of your system.
That could be like the opening spread of the issue there. Everyone's walking
I just saw
around and it's all tie-dyed.
Everyone go like, I don't know, full Tuttleben or Steranko. Pick your psychedelic artist, comic book artist of choice.
Some of those classic Doctor Strange, like splash pages or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's got some of the old Doctor Stranges. Good old 60s, 70s psychedelic there.
I wish my parents had been into comics. That would have been awesome.
But so anyway, like I said, a few weeks have passed relatively uneventfully. Class has been going. Well, the boys are sleeping fine. About 6 or so, just before you'd have to get up anyway. Blessed Thorn, you and your other 2 roommates,
Amber and Nicole, friendly fire, and Starlight chum.
Yes. All of y'all are awakened by a little commotion in Lacuna's room.
Well, I promised I'd protect my roommates, so I will knock. I'll be the one to knock and see if Lacuna responds.
Yeah, she tells you she's okay. She kind of cracks the door open, and she looks a little alarmed. She tells you she had another dream. He was in her dreams again. She tried to physically fight him this time, and apparently she was thrashing around in her bed and fell out of bed.
No, that's new. I mean, that's a good sign. You're resisting.
So it was that kind of knocking around and then that thunk that y'all heard. But she's awake now. She's okay. But though she may go talk to Wolfwitch before class.
Well, don't let her try to kill you.
Yeah, she's pretty sure that would get her fired, so maybe she won't try it.
Yeah, Thorne will ask if she should come with for that, if she wanted company for that.
No, it'll be okay. You know, you go ahead and just get ready for class and eat breakfast or whatever. And then she gets dressed. She grabs one of her bright red Capri Sun style pouches. I wonder if she throws those away in regular trash cans or if they have to be thrown away like a biohazard.
Right.
I mean, it's a school for supers, so they may just treat all of their trash like biohazards.
They might.
There's no telling what kind of weirdness and radiation is in this stuff.
Well, especially since there's obviously somebody interested in the genetic material of the students.
Yeah, really.
That they may start protecting stuff like that.
But as she leaves, Amber's like, we really need to find, something to help block that guy out, until Thorne can get her fruit ready.
Yeah, was there any particular reason Lacuna went back to her room as opposed to like just bunking up with Blessed Thorne full time?
Blessed Thorne snores.
Ah, okay. Well.
No, after a few days, she decided to try it back in her room, and it's been okay until now.
Oh, okay.
I have a thought.
Yo, what's up, buddy?
It might be easier for you to grow a small plant with the same properties that protect that you have, protecting her from the dreams. I think that would be easier than growing the psychedelic plant that lets us go into her dreams with her to fight this guy. But I think in the meanwhile, you ought to be able to maybe hatch something,
Well, I guess that's a question as to whether my any of my fruit cast-offs would retain the same divine essence. I guess what I could do is like grow something, and if like a fruit, we could ask Lacuna if it still gives her the heebie-jeebies the way I do, and if so, then it would be likely that it would have the same property, enough of my divine essence to ward off rictus. If she doesn't feel weird around any growings of mine, then we could try it, but I would guess it would be less likely to work in the way we wanted. But that's a good idea. We should try that.
And in the meantime, I can't see that it would hurt anything to try it.
Yeah.
Unless Jason can think of a way that.
But if I could, I wouldn't tell you. I'd let you do it, and then I would hurt you with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you would hurt it.
Yeah, but Thorne would be up for trying that out.
But yeah, Amber says she's going to go talk to Anthony about it.
Which one's Anthony?
He's not in your class. He's you think he's a grade above you. Well, he's a grade above you. Amber's been talking about him a lot for like the past 2 weeks, and they've been hanging out. So it's kind of Anthony this and Anthony that.
Good for her.
But apparently he's one of the magic-oriented students. Like she is.
Oh, that's good.
So, y'all get dressed, y'all meet, you meet the guys, you tell them what happened, Putty makes his suggestions. You go on to class. Lacuna does not make it for homeroom or first period. In fact, let's see. She doesn't make it for first or second period. And then third period, you guys have tactics. You walk in there, and Mr.
Ray.
Yeah, did we ever decide if he goes by Mr. Ray or if he
Mr. Gearhart.
Gearhart?
He's not going to be. He's not going to be one of those cool first name teachers.
I thought Independence was his first name. Ray would have been like his last name. All right, so Gearhart. Let me write that down.
And that's Gierhart.
I wrote it like it sounds. I'll put a little SP behind it so I know I didn't actually spell it right. All right, so you walk in, Mr. Gearhart's. He takes roll, and then everybody goes out of the classroom and into the gymnasium area. Because as I've described his class before, it's built in. The class actually has windows that look out into the gymnasium. He does. You're getting close to the end of the second 6 weeks. You've done a lot of kind of theory work on tactics. Now he wants to see how well the teams work together. So he has got a list of teams that he's going to match up against each other.
Oh man, and Lacuna's still not here.
So he calls for Team 1, which is you guys. And Team 5, which is the team made up of Indispensable, Quark, Starlight, Jim, and Zero Sum.
The ones that actually won the contest at the
That's right.
beginning of the year.
Yeah, but you guys did pretty good. Y'all were like second or third. So
Yeah, we were close.
So it's not like Ray is matching up the best versus the worst.
Look at Indispensable, or is it?
No, wait a second. They didn't win that one because they were short a man. Indispensable wasn't there for that.
I thought they did win. My bad.
No, they were second to last. Probably because they got they had a handicap.
Team 3 won. The Eric, Kayla, Nicole, and Geist team.
Oh, okay.
And we were a close second.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
My bad.
Well, it'd be easier to remember if probably the teams had actual names as opposed to just the numbers right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, it all goes back to my gripe about the original comics. Back in the 80s and 90s, editors used to force comics at the very first couple of pages to remind you who all the characters were. And if a new character popped up in the middle of a story, they would get some sort of introduction, either in a bubble or Claremont's god-awful dialogue like, I'm Amanda Sefton. Incidentally, I'm a demon sorceress.
I'm the best at what I do.
And you don't get that anymore. It's like if you jump into Teen Titans Academy 5 and maybe you're a casual reader and you didn't read issue 4, you don't know what's going on. You don't know who these characters are.
Yeah, now you're lucky if people actually mention
they don't even call them by their name in their first panel. They just pop up and they start talking, and it's like, okay, who's this guy with the mohawk? Who I forgot.
Just buy it and trade at 6 months. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, I think if you binge read it, that's awesome.
And that's really how they write them these days for the trades, I think.
Yeah,
as far as the structure goes.
I would agree. In a trade, it is perfect. But as going to the comic book shop and just randomly picking up comics, which maybe people don't do anymore, maybe it's all about selling the trades, then it makes sense. But I just miss the obnoxious editors that would make them do that.
That was a big Jim Shooter rule, wasn't it? Wasn't that his thing?
That might have been.
Every issue was someone's first, I think he said.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad way to approach it.
Yeah,
it is not.
Yeah. Also, how many stories are there of people who learned to speak English through comic books, and now it's harder to do that because they're not so uh, uh, word oriented, not so verbose, not so word oriented. Where you got the illustration and then someone's explaining what's going on in the illustration, so it'll be a really good learning tool that way. But yeah, no enforced exposition, unfortunately. So yeah, Team 3 was the winning team.
Sorry, I didn't mean to digress, but
All right, so Team 5, like I said, is made up of Indispensable, Quark, who is one of Putty's roommates, Putty and Riggijig's roommates, Starlight Jim, who's one of Blessed Thorn and Lacuna's roommates, and then Zero Sum, who is one of the Jasmines.
Zero Sum.
Or excuse
Oh.
me, yeah, Zero Sum.
I'll just look over at Quark and say,
is it Zero Sum or Sum Zero?
Let's see, Zero Sum, excuse me.
It's Zero Sum, okay. What's her power? Is it some kind of inertia thing, or what's her deal?
Let's see. Oh, she can put up energy fields to protect herself, which she describes as draining the energy out of attacks.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Also, she can nullify superpowers.
No.
be like, sorry, Quark, you're actually kind of cool. Hate to kick your ass.
All right. So he lines y'all up in the everybody else sits on some of the bleachers. They roll out 2 or 3 rows of bleachers for the rest of the students to sit on. Mr. Gearhart has got a little remote control that he can control the bleachers with. Because as we've discussed before, they're very swanky. So everybody sits down. Some people are cheering for you. Some people are cheering for the other team. And he tells you, since Miss Lane isn't here, we'll drop a player off the other team.
Might I suggest Sum Zero?
Indispensable immediately speaks up. Whoa. Should we decide who we drop?
We didn't get to decide who we dropped.
I mean, I'm fine either way. Either they can drop or we can do a 3v4.
Gearhart looks over at your team. Do you want to do a 4 versus 3?
Ooh.
I mean, there are going to be moments in real life where we're outnumbered.
He goes, that is a fair point. This is the first time we're doing this, so I was going to keep things even, but I like your,
I'd rather get my tail.
I look over at Riggijig. It's like, you got a harsh view of reality, dude.
Putty, I was hoping we'd fight each other today. You get to have the extra one. Don't worry, buddy.
Gearhart pats you on the shoulder. Don't worry, the inter-team sparring is coming. And y'all have done some one-on-one sparring, but it hasn't been like full power. It's been basic, how to throw a punch without breaking your hand. Footwork. Just basics of combat. So he's like, rules are pretty easy. We're going to start you at mid-court. The outer foul line, the big rectangle at the court that is the court. If you knock somebody outside of the big rectangle, they're out. Obviously, if you knock somebody out, they're out. We're not really trying to knock each other out. If you get hurt, you can tap out. You can throw your hands in the air. Just if your opponent taps out, stop hitting them. He specifically looks at Indispensable when he says that. Who puts on a very innocent face. It's super speed. Sometimes I don't realize they're unconscious yet. It's not on purpose. So he takes y'all out, out to the center court. You notice a few more adults step into the gymnasium. One is Nurse West.
Of course.
She's on hand. There's another fella next to her that none of you recognize. That's he's chatting with Nurse West. And he's got what looks like a big paramedic like satchel.
Oh, jeez.
But he's chatting with Miss West. He specifically waves at Gearhart when he comes in.
Oh, is this how I think it is?
Could be.
Okay. Have I mentioned if it is what I think it is? They're engaged now. Have I mentioned?
I think you did.
Yes, you did.
Cool.
And then behind the two of them, a fellow in a wheelchair rolls in.
Do we know a fellow in a wheelchair? Like an NPC from your first campaign or something?
You all would not have met this fellow, no.
Okay.
And the kids certainly don't know him.
Right.
Is the fellow in the wheelchair, is he elderly?
No. I mean, he looks old enough to be a dad, but that's about it.
Okay.
Dark hair, with a little bit of white at the temples. He's got kind of his beard kind of comes down to a little point.
So he's evil.
It's not where I was going with that, but okay. And he's wearing normal clothes, and you can see him kind of shifting around in the chair like he's not real comfortable with it. He can obviously move his legs to some degree. One of them is still in like a large cast.
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't Dynaman, is it?
I don't know that Blessed Thorn would recognize Dynaman. He's not all that famous outside of kind of the Washington area.
Yeah, I'm certain she wouldn't, but I was just asking out of character. But we'll find out. How's Indispensable looking?
Well, the way y'all are lined up, his back is to that side of the
Okay.
Because y'all are lined up kind of across from each other, Super Friends versus Legion of Doom style.
Oh, classic.
If everybody would go ahead and give me initiative rolls.
What zone?
That'll be coordination.
Wait, did I roll? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm just going to roll actual dice here to be quicker.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
Alright, so Indispensable got... Alright, right, so Indispensable got a 9. Quark got an 8. Starlight Gem got a 10.
Yeah, I'm totally going last in this.
Did you roll lower than a 5?
I got a 5.
Okay. Well, then we'll. I guess it's a coordination test as to which one of us goes last,
And 0 sum.
Well, yeah.
or whatever. I don't know.
Obviously, Putty and Blessed Thorn are just going to hang back and go last like the cool kids.
All right, and then we've got. So Rigajig is on a 10. But so is Starlight. What's your coordination, Rigajig?
A 5.
Hers is a 6, so she'll go on 10.5. Rigajig will go on 10. And then we've got Indispensable at 9. Let's see, Quark and Sub-Zero are both at. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I was looking at Sub-Zero stats, not Starlight. Rigajig will go on 10.5. Starlight will go on, because hers is actually a 4. Then Independence on a 9. Sub-Zero's got a 6, and Quark's got a 5, so she goes first. Let's see. That's all of them. And it looks like Curtis, or I should say Putty and Blessed Thorn tied. So what are y'all's coordinations?
I'm only a 2.
I got a 4.
All right.
All right, so Putty goes on 5.5. And Blessed Thorn goes on 5. All right, so he lines y'all up. Well, first he has y'all a little bit further away and lets y'all huddle for just a second. Take a few seconds, come up with a plan.
Well,
I think we need to I think our first 2 targets, obviously Indispensable's bad, but so is Sub-Zero because she can nullify our powers, and if she does that, we're even to one of us, we've probably lost.
Yeah, I agree that Sub-Zero should be our first to eliminate from the ring somehow.
All right.
Now, I could, if the goal is simply to remove us from the field, what if I rooted myself into the floor and made myself as immobile as possible? That way, whatever happened to you, if I can stay rooted, it would ensure I would ensure our team's continued, or I'll be able to prevent our team's elimination from the game single-handedly or single-rootedly if I can pull that off. I won't be able to move anywhere, but I've got I can also move matter with my mind, so I can remain at least to some degree active, even no matter where I'm at.
I mean, they can still go for the knockout. Period.
Oh, there is that too.
And with you rooting yourself, it would just be a 2-on-4 with you occasionally assisting from the background. You wouldn't be able to pull your full weight into the combat.
All right, then I shall retain my mobility.
All right.
Might be fun to grow thorns under their feet. But don't know how effective that really would be.
I would have needed to have brought some seedlings with me, which I did not do.
All right, the other team kind of huddles up, football huddle style. When they break up, Indispensable kind of claps his hands, and they all straighten up.
I also say they're likely to know enough about me at this point not to hit me, but if we can find a way to get them to hit me, that would be a good idea.
I could use my telekinesis to hold you in front of Regenjig as like a human shield.
That's true. And of course, since this is tactics class, Petty will have to use the icons. I forget what the word is, where I take a hit for somebody.
Interpose.
Interpose, yeah. I just couldn't remember the name for some reason.
I think that sounds like a fine idea. And yeah, that way I wouldn't even need to manipulate your receiver. Just do it on your own.
All right, I'm opening the book up to Interpose since this is clearly going to come up. So we are ready for that whenever it comes up.
We are the interposers.
That's going to be really hard since I am like at the almost very end of the round, because don't I have to?
I don't think interposing is necessarily. All right, let's go ahead and read the interposing rules before we do this. You can choose to give up your next panel in order to jump in front of another character within range of your movement.
Next panel, okay.
Who is
so
targeted by an attack, even if it is not your panel.
Oh, so yeah, initiative doesn't matter really.
Nope.
Nice.
Okay.
So if he hasn't gone yet, that's just his action for the round. And if he's already gone, he's just sacrificing his action the next round.
For the next round.
But he can still interpose that round because he'd be sacrificing for the next one. I almost get this image almost like a dodgeball game of Putty just jumping in front of every attack.
I hope so, because,
Hit me!
The entire team, don't hit him!
I hope so, because thanks to my crappy attributes, Blessed Thorn is not much for... combat is definitely not a strong suit.
Remind me when this session is over, we will make sure that I've handed out the advancements every session. Yeah. I know I've given you some, but I don't think I've done it every session. Because y'all should probably have enough built up now to really do something with.
Yeah, and I definitely haven't increased it, spent anything to improve stats.
All right. So Team 5 breaks up. They line up.
Petty's gym shirt is like a tank top that has the Silly Petty logo on it. Because he's 14 and would do something stupid like that.
Now, you do notice that Invincible keeps looking over his shoulder now.
Uh-huh.
As they're lining up. He has noticed that his dad's here now. But once he's in line, he stops. He looks like he's getting his head in the game.
Don't look bad in front of Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I just need to make sure I don't hurt y'all too bad. He's all about restraint. Mr. Gearhart, he steps in the center. He reiterates the rules. Knocking your opponent unconscious counts. That we're not necessarily trying for that, but it's a fight. Stuff's going to happen. We have a couple of medical professionals on hand.
Sorry, I'm just picturing. Coach Broody makes us wear soccer boxers.
Sock'em boppers? Did you mean sock'em boppers?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll tell you right now, soccer boxers sounds like a very different thing.
I was picturing gym shorts.
I was also picturing some kind of really tight, like 1930s basketball shorts.
It's been much longer for me since I've seen a commercial or used them. So, I didn't quite remember the name. Sorry.
Also, when you get to be an adult, they do not help. You just tear through them, and then you end up punching someone really hard.
Ask him how he knows.
They are not built for adults to use.
I could only imagine how he knows, but yeah, I did not know that. We did one thing we never tried.
I wonder if the foam Hulk hands would work.
Probably because they're solid. They wouldn't tear.
That's true. Just compress.
Yeah.
Hey, me and a buddy of mine, when they first started doing those, were this close to getting a pair of the Hulk hands and one of the big foam Thor hammers and going at it.
Oh boy.
Only our pride and dignity stopped us.
Pride anyway.
All right. So anyway,
well, I'm really glad that you and your friends have pride and dignity.
What's that like?
He lost his when Coach made him wear the soccer boxers. All right. Let's get to.
All right. So Gearhart, he pulls out. He's got like his coach whistle kind of thing. Match starts at the whistle. Try not to wreck the gym too much. All right, then he blows the whistle. Rigajig, you're up first.
All right. Gonna go ahead and pop into that spinning fast attack on Sum Zero.
Alrighty. As you do that, Indispensable interposes.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Oh, sure. He was reading the book, too.
Well, he too was sitting there going, this would be a really easy match if he just turns their powers off.
Hey, can Putty interpose now?
No, because...
Can I interpose and interpose?
No, because you interpose to an attack. Interposing is not an attack.
Gotcha.
All right.
So he moves at super speed. So he zips over in front of your strike. So he becomes the target of the attack and may defend as a reaction. But the attacker has a +2 effort on the test against him.
All right. And with fast attack, did we say it doesn't function as a second hit on the same target, correct?
Correct. If you're hitting the same target with both licks,
all right.
It's like a combined effort, like your clones would do last season.
Yeah.
So my first attack is going to hit Indispensable. I'm then going to fast attack to Sum Zero afterward.
Okay, yeah, you can do 2 separate attacks if it's against separate targets. All right, so you're trying to hit Indispensable, and his prowess is a 4 plus martial arts. Oh, you didn't add the. All right, just have to add the 4 to that. So he got a total of a 9.
I got an 11.
All right, so it's a hit.
Does 6 damage hurt him?
6 damage. Yeah, some of it gets through. You hear when you hit him.
All right, and then off the vibrate, using they'll hear a hum from the suit as it twists quickly to twist around him to pop a hit on Sum Zero.
So you're kind of hit mid spin, but then you keep spinning and kind of step around him.
Yeah.
Almost like you do in a basketball game. I mean, minus the hitting, hopefully.
Oh, like a pivot.
Yeah.
All right, so you can make your roll against her.
An 8.
All right, and her coordination, her prowess. She got a 7, so you managed to connect.
All right, so that's a 6 on her.
All right. So she, as your fist gets close to her, it's like you can feel it slowing down as her powers drain. Your kinetic energy out of it.
Mm.
And you said you did 6.
Yes.
All right. But yeah, so you connect. She kind of takes a half step back and kind of rubs her shoulder where you caught her. All right, then it is Starlight Jim. You do hear Indispensable kind of going, "Dang it!" As you manage to spin around him. Starlight takes off into the air. Now, Putty, I'm trying to remember. Did you have you told people your first name, or do you just go by Putty with everybody?
He doesn't hide his first name.
Okay.
Coda with a K.
So yeah, Starlight Jim launches in the air. Sorry about this, Coda. And she points her wand at you. Points the wand at you, mumbles some words that you hear her. You know it's talking, but your mind can't quite latch on to what the words mean or remember them well enough that you could repeat them. And then let me look up stun. All right, stunning. All right, it's coordination versus coordination, so she does have to actually kind of hit you with the ray or whatever.
Okay.
So give me a coordination roll.
Will martial arts help to dodge that?
I
On
think,
a range?
I think martial arts is just prowess stuff.
I was kind of thinking it probably was. And it's not an athletic move, so I think I'm just on my base score.
Let's see, she's got a...
Not rolling real good today. 2 1s in a row.
Ooh.
All right, so she beat you by 1. So it connects. At which point it is your willpower versus her power level. So give me a willpower roll. You need to beat an 8.
That's how you do it.
Boom.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Buddy's got some willpower to spare.
Nice.
He does.
It is a massive success.
Now he's going to think he's immune to everything.
Yeah, so there is absolutely no effect. What it looks like she shot you in the face with glitter. But there isn't any, glitter residue on you or anything. But it was just kind of like a kind of burst of glitter streamed down and hit you, and then it was gone. She does
But
not
he's
look...
not decorated. That's almost sad.
But she sees you don't sway, your eyes don't blink like you're sleepy. There's just no reaction. She's like, oh, poop. Let's see. Then it is Indispensable, but he sacrificed this action to interpose. So then it is Sub-Zero. Or Zero. I don't know why I keep swapping the words in her name. Zero Sum.
Okay, Zero Sum. Got it. Because I also just said both.
Yeah,
She's the one that spins, right? Or
She's the
she's the power nullifier.
no? Well, I knew she nullified, but I didn't know if she spun also.
Rigajig is the one that spins.
But I thought there was another
There
one.
is a guy.
Corkscrew.
There's a
There
guy
is
named
a guy that
Corkscrew.
hangs out. Yeah, Corkscrew.
He hangs out with Indispensable. He's not on Indispensable's team. Because, the teams were randomly, assigned. All the player characters just happen to be on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then it is sum 0. 0 sum. Jesus. I hurt my hip at work the other day, and now this. I'm feeling old.
Well, see, but that's why I asked if she was the one that spun. It's like, well, she's so fast, she's actually both.
Multiple personality. Depends on who's in charge.
Please, the Jasmine Accords are confusing enough.
Right.
The Jasmine Accords are very well spelled out. If you just read the 50-page document they handed out to everybody. Yeah, she just kind of breaks around Rigajig and heads straight for Putty. And she's running up and trying to put her hand on you.
Oh, snap.
No, not like a punch. I mean, it's like palm out.
Yeah. I know what she's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that is prowess versus prowess.
I like the roll I've seen from Jason.
Yep.
Hold on.
So
Sorry,
she got a 6.
I'm trying to scroll up.
It's all right. As long as you have a prowess of 5 or better, you'll make this.
Yeah, well, my prowess is actually 4, but I've got martial arts, which will apply here. So
Yes, it will apply here if you're trying to avoid.
I'm definitely trying to avoid this one. I'll let anybody hit me, but 0 sum. Oh, crap.
All right, so that's a tie, which I suspect with nullification means nothing's going to happen. Oh wait, no, I take that back. A tie would let her contact. Let me see what the resistance roll was.
That's what I get for getting cocky. I almost used determination.
Mm-hmm.
Should have.
All right, nullification. Coordination versus coordination to hit. So she does put a hand on you.
Wait, coordination.
Well, my coordination and prowess are the same.
Oh, wait a
so
second.
Okay,
Hang
that's
on.
my roll.
doesn't matter then. Okay.
Well, her coordination's actually better, but I thought. Oh, I am sorry. I thought I thought you had to buy the ranged extra on it to make it ranged. But it's not. It comes ranged automatically, so she wouldn't have to run up to you.
Oh, okay. But maybe she had the limitation and you just forgot.
No, I just forgot how the power worked. That was one thing I did with a lot of these guys. Don't have any. Well, maybe limitations, but a lot of them don't have extras on them because they're rookies.
Yeah.
So she still. We'll just retcon that a little bit. She still does the whole spin around, get around Rigajig, and then she points at Putty. So her roll would have been 1 higher than Putty's because she'd have been using her great coordination instead of her good prowess. Which means her nullification 6 is subtracted from. Let's see. If successful, subtract your negation level from all of the target's power levels. A power reduced to 0 or less remains negated for level duration. So that means for Putty, your regeneration is currently nullified and your reflection is currently nullified.
Yep, both are.
And your strength is a 7, so that counts as a power. But I think it would only drop to a 6 because I think it only nullifies it down to, to what's humanly possible. Otherwise, you'd be running out with a strength of 1, which seems a little overkill.
And Petty's distressed that he's lost his powers, but he also feels human again, and is pretty ecstatic about that.
All right, and you are nullified for 6 panels, or 6 pages, however they go. 6 turns.
And this is still the first page.
Can still hit.
Yeah, a 6 strength is still usable, so.
Considering it made Indispensable we do still have a chance.
Yeah.
To just pop some people.
You're still a normal looking dude with like Olympic level strength. Alright, then it's Quark. Alright, what's Larry gonna do? Probably shrink. Let me see if that does that. Alright. Shrinking. Alright, he gets the small quality. Unlike in the dorm rooms, when he shrinks in the dorm rooms, you have a hard time seeing him because of the carpet. But on these hardwood floors, you can still potentially see him, though he's going to be very hard to hit. Well, somewhat hard to hit. Do not believe that takes an action, though. So he shrinks down really small. And then there's like a little spark on the ground. And an energy beam lashes out towards Blessed Thorn. So that is coordination versus coordination. He got a 10.
I got a 7.
Alright. So he hits you for 6 damage.
Ouch. I'm pretty wobbly.
You're a little squeaky voice. Sorry, Thorn. Then it is Putty's turn.
Can I know that obviously Zero Sum is a bit of a distance from me. Can I still reach her and get a punch in?
Oh, yeah. Y'all aren't at opposite ends. Y'all are both still kind of in the middle court.
Okay, yeah, I will take a swing at Zero Sum, and I'll say, "Sorry, Zero. You actually made me feel great." And that's gonna be. I'm gonna use determination for my hit. Gonna use "Come at me, bro." I guess that really probably shouldn't be appropriate for hitting a lady, but whatever.
Bro, once hands are thrown, they're gender neutral.
These hands are ready to eat for everybody. Oh, you beat her by 1. So, you say that, and she kind of smiles. And she starts to dodge out of the way. I've heard that from a lot of guys. And And then you just do manage to make decent contact on her. Let's see, you've got a 6 strength.
Yep.
So that gets a little bit through the force shield. Much like Rig-a-Jig, you're swinging for the fences, but you feel your hand slow down a little bit before it connects.
I'm sorry. What happened here? I'm sorry. I was.
It's that nullification field that she has up that slows down and drains any attacks. He felt himself slow down in mid punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it had an effect. You can tell that she is not pleased.
So he's still hit.
But she's taken 2 hits and she's still standing.
Yes. And then it is Blessed Thorn's turn.
All right. So I'll just try to check to see if I wanted to spend a determination point to regain stamina, is that going to be my action, or can I still do an action?
I don't believe that takes an action.
Okay.
I think that's just something you do.
Well, I would like to activate my Yoruba Orisha quality just to keep myself standing and heal up a little bit of damage. How much is that again?
I didn't know that was a thing we could do.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I've played this game for 2.5 years.
Yeah, if you activate a quality, you can gain an advantage, and you can use that advantage to recover, which is regain stamina equal to the higher of your strength or your willpower, or, and this is what I keep forgetting, eliminate the ongoing effects of a power as specified in the power description.
What?
Time out. Putty can get his powers back through determination.
That's what I'm.
That's a super important thing we need to know.
That's something I would have. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Clearly, we all need to sit and make flashcards for us.
I think the last time I ran an Icons game, I kind of got into an argument with a drunken friend about this. He may have been right.
But he rambles on so much when he's drunk that you can't really tell.
Yeah, he just kind of. He might be right, but he can't speak coherent English, so he loses the argument.
Well, yeah, I think that that's different from first edition. I feel like I think what happened was like everyone who plays this game is just used to that particular rule from the first edition.
It's possible.
I
remember the whole healing aspect of it.
But I don't know. Yeah. Mike may have earned a determination point just pointing that out to all of us.
Now, of course, that's depending on if Jason wants to retain that, but that's I think the important point. I'm planning on spending it just to keep my stamina up.
Yeah.
To at least give me at least one more page of action.
I tell him I don't remember, but I know we've gone over the healing part before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the healing part. Yes.
I mean, it probably got mentioned once, but like I literally put a power on a character so that we could heal in first playthrough.
Yeah. So I basically Bandalay is determined not to be eliminated. She's really determined to at least make a good showing for herself, because the idea of a deity being useless in this battle is far too mortifying for her.
So does that mean I can spend my other determination point to shrug off?
Yes. When is your turn?
For my dice action, I would like to see if I could use my telekinesis to just basically grab hold of. Can I just shove on Zero Sum just to like basically throw her off the field and eliminate her from the game?
All right. What is the rank of your telekinesis? How strong is it?
Yes, it's 4. So strength of 4, I guess.
All right. Strength of 4. So weight-wise, you can pick up a person.
Yeah, the good thing is if for any dice tests, this would operate off my willpower, which is like my only non-sucky attribute. It's like my one chance at actually being able to do something straight up in a combat, because everything else would rely on prowess and coordination, and those are pitiful for me. So yeah, I basically just try to just really not even necessarily try to grab hold of her, like in a wrestling lock, but just push her, just to get her out of bounds just long enough to be eliminated.
So your telekinesis is basically, strong enough to pick up a person,
Yes.
But you trying to pick her up and just throw out of bounds would be like a person trying to pick up an average person trying to pick up another person and throw them the length of a or width of a basketball court.
Yeah. So I'm sort of not going to be able to like chuck her at.
Now, if you wanted to do the grapple, you might be able to grab her, pick her up, and then spend a round or two, basically mentally carrying her over to the outside and dropping her off.
Okay, so I would have, if I wanted to move her that way, I would have to like do a full on.
Right. It would still be your willpower. Would still be the stat you're using.
Yeah.
It's still functions as the coordination.
Yeah, I think I'll do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, and the odds of me pulling this off are pretty slim without her interfering. But at least they'll keep her busy, and at least they'll keep her busy. Let's see what happens here. Telekinetic coordination. Here we go. Ooh, I generated a 9.
All right, and that would be versus
For the wrestling attempt.
coordination, which is pretty good.
Or would this be prowess? I mean, if this is a wrestling move.
She probably would have to use her prowess. Because this is her feeling that something's trying to grab her and trying to physically get herself out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in luck. She does get to use her lower stat. And she's got an 8. So that is a moderate success, I believe, on a grapple. Or, excuse me, it'd be wrestling is how they call it. That's what they call the move. All right. All right, so you've achieved a partial hold. The target can perform actions, but at a +2 difficulty and can't move away from you. A moderate success can also upgrade. So she can't really move anywhere beyond where you're trying to get her.
Well, it gives her a +2 difficulty and other stuff until she.
Yeah. So if she's trying to hit somebody else, she's at a +2 difficulty.
Well, that's helpful.
And considering this would still let you move her, so you could still start tugging her over closer to the edge.
Yeah.
So she starts sliding across the floor, and she's trying to fight against it, but ain't having any luck. But at least one of her hands is free, so she can still act.
Yeah.
But if you succeed in moving her again next round, you'll have pushed her out of bounds.
Cool.
Top of the order, Rigajig.
All right. Is it possible to use my fast attack to double grapple? To grapple 2 separate targets in the same turn?
Ooh.
Sure, I guess you could reach out. You could reach out and snag somebody. You could reach out and snag 2 people by their arms, I guess.
I would like to attempt to do that to Zero Sum and Indispensable.
Now, Zero Sum is already starting to slide away. You can tell Thorn has grabbed her at least somewhat. I mean, that doesn't stop you from reaching out and grabbing her other hand trying to get her to a full hold.
Teamwork.
So what is it you're trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to get a grapple on, get a hold of both Indispensable and Zero Sum to be passengers for a leap.
Okay. All right, then give me the rolls. I'm gonna give her that 2 penalty on hers for already being partially grappled.
All right. So this will be the one against her then.
All right. Let's see this with prowess again.
So it's a 9 to grapple her.
An 8. So you've got her in a partial. So between the 2 of you, you've got her in a full hold where I don't believe she can do much of anything other than try to escape.
All right. And then the grapple against Indispensable. I would like to, I'd like to use a determination point to try to make sure it holds.
All right.
Or I can get it.
What are you tapping?
whatever makes me liked.
All right, this is all about looking good in front of the entire class and visiting quasi celebrities.
Minimum roll. That's not good.
All right, this is Indispensable's prowess.
Oof.
Plus his martial arts.
Oh, I was using wrestling.
Oh, that's right. This is wrestling. You're right. His martial arts would not factor into it.
Woohoo!
He's got
Oh, they
martial arts
don't?
and athletics, but he does not have.
He can't use wrestling against martial arts?
Well, wrestling is for grappling. Martial arts is for like straight out attacks.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
for striking.
it does in the real world. Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling moves that go into martial arts.
Yeah, judo is a martial art that is specifically about wrestling.
But if you were going to do a judo master in this game, you would take wrestling. You know, the specialties try not to cross over each other too much. Otherwise, you'd get one that's like, way stouter than the rest of them.
So is that 1d6 plus 4?
Yeah, that's what he rolled.
Wow.
He rolled his minimum possible roll.
Yeah, so did I. So lucky me.
So yeah, you managed to latch on, with that steam-powered grip that your rig gives you.
Since it's high school, you hear some jerk in the bleachers going, "You both suck."
Yeah, exactly.
No, they look evenly matched, so it looks great.
So the next thing I'm going to end up doing is a leap, but I don't think I get to do that right now.
No, you've pretty much taken your action.
Yeah.
Not unless you've got, another attack would be another attack that would. All right, so he got a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a massive success. So you've got him in a... You snagged his arm and managed to kind of pull him to you, so you've kind of got him locked into a full hold. Maybe you grabbed him out of the arm and then pulled him over and managed to get him in a headlock or something, but he's not in a position to do anything except try to escape.
Good.
Then it is Starlight Jim. Let's see.
Penny should point out to Rigajig that, hey, did you notice? Both the girls attacked me.
That's the opposite of saying they like you. I say while struggling to hold 2 people.
All right, man. Things have escalated for her side. She saw where Thorn started dragging somebody else to the side, but then she saw Rigajig grab 2 of her teammates. So I think she's going to run up and sparkle Rigajig. So she kind of flies overhead. And, let's see, it'll be coordination versus coordination. And she tries to make contact. All right, she makes contact. And it is your willpower versus her power level.
All right.
As you just have a stream of what looks like glitter hit your head and kind of part over your head.
I have too much monster in my veins. My willpower is unbreakable.
All right. So you feel the little wave of fatigue pass over you, but you shake it off almost immediately.
This is the fatigue I feel every night between RB4 and RB5. It's nothing to me now.
Now she's looking frustrated. It's like, "Rrr!" All right, then it is Indispensable who is going to try to escape.
He probably will. He's kind of strong.
All right, so escaping, defending, grabbing, maneuvering. Escaping. When you're held by an opponent, you can attempt to escape a hold. with prowess or strength. Test against your attacker's strength. So, yep, it's going to be strength versus strength.
Yeah, can we do anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Does my wrestling still get counted in?
Yes, your wrestling still gets counted in.
All right.
Let's see. So, yeah, his strength is a 7. He has nothing that will add to that, so... He rolled a 12.
Whew, boy, howdy. Yeah, no. Just gonna let that one slide.
Alright, so he beat you by 5, which is a massive success. Not only does he escape, but he also places you in a partial hold.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
Oh wait, alternatively, you can choose to just escape the hold and still perform another action in your panel. So does he want to put you in a hold, or does he just want to punch you?
that was such a good plan too.
We still have
You still got your hold on zero
Zero.
sum. But man, I thought he was just about to take out 2 team members.
and himself, to be fair, but still, that would have been
Still,
worth it.
strategically, that's a good
So,
choice.
yeah. He manages to get out of your headlock, rig-a-jig, and kind of, he doesn't get you in a headlock, but he kind of he does latch one arm kind of around your shoulder, and he's holding your other arm. So he's got you in a partial hold.
All right.
I wonder if Mike's telekinesis strength is enough to drag all 3 of them across the line.
He can pick
Definitely
up a
not.
person, so 3 people and one of them in a big metal rig might be a bit much. The trick is, Rig-a-Jig can release his hold whenever he wants to.
Which, if you're still pulling her away to toss her,
Yeah.
I'm going to do so. But
All right. So zero sum goes. She's going to try to escape from this hug fest. Let's see. She's effectively got 2 holds on her. But it's 2 separate. So she's going to try to escape from Rig-a-Jig's grasp. So that's going to be her strength or prowess versus your strength. And for her, that's the same. So she got a 6. She rolled minimum.
and this will still be strength.
Yeah, for you, it's still strength.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if she was going to try to escape with prowess or with strength.
Wouldn't matter. It'd still be strength. She could use either stat she wants to. It's still against your strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
Oh, wait, hold on. Take 2 off that.
Oh,
I
she still
rolled the wrong. Yeah.
So you got a 10 instead of a 12. She still got a 6. So. All right, so she's still held. Then it's Quark's go. He's going to take another shot at Blessed Thorn. So, prowess... No, excuse me, coordination.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he
that's-
rolled max.
That's a big old hit.
6 points of damage.
Back down to 1 with. Now, does he get to do any slam tests or?
Oh,
That-
yeah, because this energy
That's
doesn't have,
massive.
like, force behind it. It's not like a killing shot or anything.
Right. But you could knock me out of bounds.
Yeah, it would take more than 1 lick to do it, but yes. Well,
I don't know.
Well, we better look that up, because...
I don't think the gym's that big. I think one good fling would do it.
Yeah, because this would be throwing you an entire area.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh boy. Is this a strength test?
This is going to be your strength versus
Yeah.
the damage, the full damage that he did.
Well, beat a 2. I dare you.
He does so.
And we have first elimination, it sounds like.
All right, let me look at the...
And he doesn't even have to get prickled to do it.
Yeah, everybody learned pretty quickly, too. All right, stunning, slamming. Yeah, slamming, all right. All right. 0 more stamina damage. Full damage level against strength. And... he got a... he beat you by 6, so that's a massive. Sends the target flying out to the next range increment, typically from close to extended. He was at a little bit of range. He was not. Oh no, he was not at personal range. He was at close range. To extended. All right, and then the range increments are, I know they're very loosely defined. Personal, close, extended. Let's see. Out of range of close attacks, but still within range for firearms and similar ranged attacks. So yeah, it sounds like you go flying back.
Yep. Am I towards any spectators? Does anyone have to worry about getting prickled? And do I have stuck to the wall?
You fly and you kind of hit the gym floor and slide up against the wall.
Oh. So do I leave like scrape marks behind me?
Little scratches in the floor. Or in the wax. They'll buff out. You're sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Nurse West and the paramedic both kind of scrambled to the side.
Yeah, I'm probably
not that you were aiming straight at him, but
Right. I'm probably gonna need some first aid at this point. One stamina point left. I'm probably too hurt to really act all pissy. I'm probably like too focused on the pain.
Yeah, you gotta, you can sit up because you're not unconscious or anything. It's like, oh.
Yeah, humiliation will come later.
Nurse West walks over to you, starts putting on these Kevlar gloves that go up to her shoulders.
Right.
Oh crap!
Oh, Thorn.
Then it is Putty's turn.
Okay, I'm going to spend my determination, which I'm assuming is going to take my action to shrug off the effect of the nullification. Be like, sorry, Zero, it's great to feel human, but truth is, I'm a monster.
Oh.
Oh, that's kind of dark, dude.
Why is everyone on my team so depressed?
She's like, I know, right?
Putty actually, even though he shouldn't, feels a strong affinity for Lacuna. I mean, she's really got issues. He just thinks he does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that seems to be kind of Zero something. It's like, dude, you're kind of a hottie. What are you talking about? I mean, we're all weird and powered or whatever. Get over yourself, jeez.
Teenagers, they all.
Yeah. No one suffered like they have.
I was looking something up and then I got distracted by all the brooding.
Whoa.
Oh right, I was looking up trying to look at the spinning determination thing. I don't know that necessarily takes an action.
I bet it doesn't, because
why can't they just put all the determination stuff under determination? They're giving me half of it and then telling me to look further in the chapter for another determination section. determination points. Activating equality. Avoid trouble. Determined effort. Leadership. Spending determination is not an action. It
Okay.
can be done at any time. Although some benefits might not take effect until your character's panel.
Okay.
So, you know. So, yeah. So you can still act and do that.
All right. In that case, I am going to charge at the threesome of Rigajig, Indispensable, and Zero Sum. And I am going to. I'm hoping that Rigajig can not make it across the line with the others, but I'm going to give them all three a big shove to get them out of the field.
Okay.
Hopefully Rigajig can, fall to his knees and send the other two on their way. But if not, taking out two team members, two opponents still seems like a good strategy.
I mean, empirically, a 2v1 is the same as a 4v2, but live your life.
I'm just thinking these are the two opponents I am the most afraid of in this battle.
Yes, I mean, yeah, in that, because we're not the exact same. Yeah.
All right. Throwing. Yeah, that's if you're already holding it.
I'm still holding out hope that there'll be a way that you won't make it across the line.
Trying to see. All right. Give me an attack roll. It will be your prowess. We're going to say it's against Indispensable, because if you wanted to move all three of these, Indispensable has got Rigajig in a grapple, and Rigajig has got Zero in a grapple.
Yeah.
So your best bet is to run up, grab Indispensable, and just chunk him and carry the entire line.
Right.
Since he has the strength to carry everybody, it wouldn't automatically break the grapple.
Gotcha.
So what we're going to do is an attack roll. If you successfully hit him, we won't do any damage to him, but we'll go straight to the slam table to see if you can get the distance.
Yeah.
All right, so his prowess is a 4. This is attack, so he can use his martial arts because you're just running up and shoving, basically. So he got a 7. Was that 8 what you rolled?
Yeah, but I also applied my martial art. Should I not have? If not, then I also got a 7.
I'm picturing this as you running up and shoving him, so it's just making contact. So we'll let the martial arts count in there.
Okay. All right. Either way, it was a tie, or I beat him by 1.
You beat him by 1. I had counted his martial arts in. All right, so you beat him by 1. So we go to the slam, which is your strength versus his strength, which is an even roll.
7 versus because he's got strength 7 too, doesn't
7
he?
versus 7.
We're actually very evenly matched.
Dun, dun, dun. He rolled max. He got a 13.
Crap.
Oh, it was a good roll though. So you run up and shove him, and he goes sliding across the floor a little bit. They all go sliding just a little bit. And you can you're close enough to actually see through his goggles a little bit. You can see some uncertainty in his eyes, like he doesn't know. Should I keep hanging on, or do I need to break off and fight their brick? And I'm actually going to give him an intelligence check when his turn comes up to see what he does. All right, but that was Putty. Blessed Thorn, you're getting doctored on.
Yep.
She's shining a light in your eye. Basically making sure that blast didn't concuss you or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty much a body shot, so she's not too worried about it.
That's good.
After class, she'll want to check you out. Somewhere where she can check up under your shirt for bruises or whatever. But she's poking your ribs, and nothing feels broken or cracked or anything. All right, then top of the order is Rigajig.
All right, so my hold on sum zero sum has it been downgraded back to a partial because Blessed Thorn no longer?
It is a partial hold now, which is still enough for you to move her. If you were loose from Indispensable.
Right, but he's still connected to me.
Yeah, he's hanging on to you right now.
Holding me. Who's in the air again?
Starlight Jim is flying over you.
I'm going to do a full leap directly into her. With passengers.
All right, now she's, like I said, she's basically directly over you, so that'd just be a straight up jump.
Is Quark in a way I could leap into him then?
He's back over where y'all started. He hasn't really moved. He just shrank and then started shooting.
I'm trying to just think of, like, how much damage will it do to just leap into somebody? With passengers? Like, just the collateral of it. I'm trying to figure out.
There is something called a rushing attack. Let me see what that does. Because I use it in the game Curtis runs, so. You can rush an opponent using sheer momentum. Let's see. Deals damage equal to the higher of your strength or your movement power. Well, your strength +1 or movement level +1. So it's like the two are stacking, sort of. Roll a prowess test against the target's coordination and prowess. If you get a marginal success, you both end up taking half damage. You and the target. Moderate, you hit, deal damage, and may push your target. If the push test fails, you suffer half the damage of your rushing attack, but they would still take the full damage. And on a major success, you hit, deal your damage, and may slam them. If the slam fails, you suffer half damage. On a massive success, you hit, deal damage, and may stun the target.
Then, yeah, I'm going to try to do a rushing leap directly into the person flying above us.
Starlight Jim, all right.
Yeah, Starlight Jim.
Now, this is an attack, so your fast attack can still apply. What are you going to do with your other attack?
Probably try to pop zero sum then afterwards. Just release the hold and pop her afterwards.
Okay. How strong is Rigajig?
Strength 3. The spinning is rank 6.
Okay.
That's what's causing the damage.
Gotcha.
Which is why with fast attack I only get one more hit, is because it and the fast attack are the same level. Whereas if I could just use my strength, I'd get 2 additional attacks.
I would let you use your spinning if you wanted to use that to try to throw her out of bounds. You leap up in the air spinning and you just kind of let go of her mid-spin and she'd go shooting off in some direction or other.
All right, then I'll change the attack to an attempted spinning throw.
Okay.
But let's get that air rush started.
All right. So give me a prowess. I think it's prowess. Let me double check. Well, it's your prowess versus her coordination or prowess, so she gets to choose which to use.
All right.
They are the same. So she's got a 4, plus she's got aerial combat. So the number to beat is a 9 as you leap up at her.
Hmm.
Do you have any more determination to spend?
Hey, I've got one more determination I want to spend. Because this still fits whatever makes me liked, but don't disregard me hits me heavy because the power drainer dodged draining me to try to drain someone else. And if I can take 3 people out at once, then in your face, you should have targeted me.
That would be really kick-ass to take out 3 of them at once.
Look at that.
Oh, it's a tie.
All right, so marginal success. You strike a glancing blow as you rush past the target. So, she tries to roll out of the way, but you still, clip her on the shoulder or whatever. Strike a glancing blow, rushing past to target, dealing half your damage. Oh, okay, you're not taking damage from this.
All right, so it'll be 4 damage then.
All right, so she takes 4 damage.
Because the rushing does your movement level +1. A rushing attack does damage equal to the higher of your strength +1 or your movement level +1.
She has no protective abilities that you know of. So you kind of hear the ah! And she kind of wobbles in the air. Yeah, she relies on being out of range of a lot of people and, dodging. That didn't work here. All right, your second attack.
How would we do the rolls for the spinning throw?
Basically, we'll go straight to just the slam table, and it'll be your spinning versus her. Normally it's strength. But I'm actually gonna say coordination, and basically as you fling her, she's trying to angle herself where she'll hit the ground, but who knows.
All right.
There's only 1 point difference between those 2 stats anyway, so it ain't too big a deal. So she rolled an 8.
Got a 12.
She arcs out beautifully, and it's like she's just gonna plow into the pulled up. She shoots out the opposite direction from where the rest of the class is sitting, over to the bleachers on the other side that are pulled up flat. She's screaming, arms spinning in the air, and just before she hits those bleachers, you see her throw her hand forward, and some kind of beam comes out of it, and that whole section of bleacher just becomes like a giant pillow that she crashes into. Which kind of has everybody in the class going, the crap was that? That's not an ability you'd ever seen her use.
It'd be funny if there was a couple making out by the bleachers. They're just this giant pillow.
I will shout sorry and continue on with my fight.
Sorry. Loud. Very apologetic.
But that is Blessed Thorn, not disqualified, but out of the match, and 0 sum out of the match. All right.
Oh, that was 0 sum. Okay. I thought that was Gem that got knocked out.
No, she took some damage. And then while he was spinning, he just let go of 0 sum to send her flying off.
Ah, gotcha.
All right. And then it is Starlight Gem.
So wait, so who transformed the bleachers into a pillow? Was that 0 sum?
That was 0 sum. Displaying a power you have not seen out of her before.
Whoa. Okay.
I mean, that's fair enough.
She's been holding out on us.
I mean, who would be foolish enough to show all of their powers out up front?
All right, then Starlight GM. She is not looking too happy. But she hasn't had any luck using her stunning on anybody.
We're very willful.
You just did that spinning jump, then you land on the ground. Indispensable is still just, holding on to you. All of you see Starlight flies directly over Rigajig's head. And you see her pull something out of her pocket. Something round and shiny, might be a steel ball bearing.
She just shoots me. She just kills me on the spot.
She waves her wand and says something, and there's like a spiraling kind of energy effect over her. And all of her skin becomes shiny like that ball bearing. And then she drops directly down onto Rigajig.
Oof.
Ouch.
So this is I'm gonna say coordination versus coordination because she's kind of shooting herself at you. She's lining herself up and letting gravity take it from there. So this is kind of you trying to dodge. All right, her coordination is 4.
Previous effect.
So you need to be 9.
Let's go. I'm tired with it.
All right, so Ty. So you get partially out of the way, but she still manages to catch you.
All right.
But you're kind of rolling out of the way as she hits you, kind of like how you hit her last time. So that's half damage. Let's see, her material mimicry is 6. This was basically a rush. So 6 plus 1, 7. But half of 6 or half of 7 is still 3. So 3 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't remember if your rig gives you some kind of defense or not.
We'll find out later. I mean, I found out now. I know exactly how much I took, but.
All right. That's right, because spinning gives you some kind of.
Spinning is helpful.
Yeah. It actually is. Despite seeming like a goofy power, it is actually useful.
Despite everything about it sounding goofy, it's doing well for me.
So yeah, she hits you. She hits the gym floor and kind of splinters up some of the wood. And you see her kind of pull her feet up out of the floor. And then it's Indispensable. And he has got you in a grapple, so he is going to try to throw you. Well, he's got you in a partial, so let me go ahead and it'll be another wrestling as he tries to get you into a full hold.
All right.
So that'll be his prowess versus your prowess.
And my tiny modifier. Ooh. Right under it.
Alright, so that is a moderate success. So he achieves a partial hold. Or because he's already got a partial hold, it upgrades to a full hold.
Alright.
So next round, he can try to throw you if he wants to. So y'all continue wrestling some. He's got you good now. You can't do anything this round except try to escape. And then it is Quark. Who you have all lost sight of where he's at in all this commotion.
He's too tiny to see.
It's not that you can't see him; he's just small enough that any kind of distance away, if he's being still, it's hard to pick him up. At least till he lights up and fires. Shoot though. If he shoots,
What to give him?
Actually, he's going to shoot Putty because he knows Putty had his powers turned off and doesn't necessarily realize they're turned back on because nobody's hit Putty since they turned back on.
I was going to try and intervene anyway, so good on him.
So yeah, he shoots Putty in the back. Which sounds cowardly, but that's really just kind of where the positioning was. Alright, so that is his coordination versus Putty's coordination.
And if I'm back on, I'll just take the hit anyway. I'll make him look bad and just make it look like, shot me in the back and I never... It's like, oh, you bastard.
And then you get detention for language.
I didn't want to go to next period anyway.
Next period's lunch.
No.
Oh. Yeah, he did want to go to that.
Well, if it was like when I went to school, the coaches and the shop teachers, they weren't as picky about the languages, say the little old ladies running the English classes. You would basically just get a, hey, oh, sorry. And that'd be about it. Okay, so he takes a shot at you. He rolled a 9. You said you were just going to take it.
Yep.
So that's a massive success. Yay. For all the good it's going to do. Alright, so he hits you for 6 points. How much do you reflect?
My reflection is level 5.
Okay, so you're going to take 1 point of damage.
We have to roll, I think.
I believe you have to roll to reflect it back at him.
Oh, okay.
It protects you from that amount of damage, I think, regardless.
Okay.
I don't remember reflections in the main book or not.
I thought we had to roll, and depending on the level of success, but
let's see: determination, affliction, air control. J. P's. Reflection. Alright, you test your reflection power as a reaction with the attacking effects level as the difficulty. Alright, so your roll is based on his power level roll. On a failure, reflection fails, you suffer normal effects of the attack. Okay, so I had that wrong. With a marginal or moderate, you are unaffected by the attack, but neither is the attacker. On a major success or better, the attack is reflected back. Okay, so it is an all or nothing. So give me a reflection roll, and you need to beat...
Crap.
A 6 plus whatever he rolls. You take 6 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm so smart.
Well, that was kind... Well, it was kind of the dice, but it was kind of... Let me look it up in the other book just to make sure they are actually the same. And see if reflection's even in this one. Alright.
I just assumed that I would get the die roll. I did not. That's okay. Petty's got a really high stamina, so.
Yeah. Well, reflection is a little different in the main book. Only in that marginals, you both take half. But it's still the roll, and if you fail the roll, it still doesn't do anything. So yeah, you take that hit. You hear behind you, it almost sounds like a little cartoon mouse. Sorry, man. And then it's Putty's turn. I'm just picturing him turning around and stomping his foot down where he thinks Quark is.
I think, to be perfectly honest, I think the best way to get Quark was the strategy I was trying. Let him hit me, and let the blast go back and get him because he's so small.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to focus on the other people that are left on the field. So we've got we still have Indispensable.
Yep. Indispensable and Rickajig are still hugging it out.
They're hugging it out, and then we've got what is her name?
Starlight Jim. She
Starlight
is on
Jim.
the ground, but appears to be made of steel now. And she looks kind of pissed.
I'm gonna slug Starlight, and maybe next turn, Starlight and Quark will go for me again, and I can take them out. Not gonna happen that way, but that's probably what Putty's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I will swing at Starlight.
All right. Ah, Putty. Never sees a female classmate, doesn't want to punch.
He will say sorry, and of course he misses.
Well, maybe he misses. She's not exactly a hand-to-hand combatant.
Oh, I thought that 9 was what you rolled for her defense.
No. That's what she rolled. Or
that's what
somebody had rolled earlier. That was what Quark had
Quark
rolled.
had rolled when he got me.
All right, so her prowess, her prowess is a 4. Oh,
Well,
she does roll
still
9
between a
though.
9.
So clearly you're a little hesitant to hit her, and that gives her the time.
Yeah, he thinks he can hit a woman, but he just honestly can't.
Despite the fact you've already hit one in this contest.
That doesn't mean he liked it though.
Right.
No, I'm just imagining you saying, "Oh, I can't bring myself to hit a woman," and then slightly to the left is the girl with the black eye going, "What the f you mean?"
What am I then? Well, you don't count.
He's a complex person, man. About this deep.
Oh man, she should have been using that power from jump. All right. So that was Putty. Top of the order, Rickajig. You are in a full hold. You can do nothing but try to escape it.
Yeah, I've got to try to escape it.
All right. That would be your prowess or strength versus his strength. And your wrestling. If you've got wrestling, it counts. And you need to beat a 12.
Jeez.
Indispensable has no mercy.
And the boy's strong. I get that.
Yeah.
Just can't dispense with them.
Okay, so it's that.
Oh, what is this now?
Dang.
It's 12 to 12, baby.
Let's see. What does an escaping do on a tie?
Hopefully goes to the hero.
Probably.
Who's the hero?
Defender.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Spinning allows you to spin at superhuman speed. Longer access, still speak. This power provides 3 benefits. First, your rapid spinning gives you binding resistance, including wrestling attacks.
Oh,
I have to go look up what binding resistance is now.
That's the power.
Yeah, I just have to find out what it does.
It would be listed under resistance.
Oh, well.
It would be like one of the choices you could take for resistance. Let's see. Failure or marginal success has no effect. You are still held. But that resistance would probably, in this case, just count as a bonus on your roll. What's your spinning?
6.
Yep. And what's your strength?
3.
Or whatever stat you use to roll for this.
Yeah, spinning is the... I believe. Hold.
Alright, so you rolled a d6 plus 5 plus 1. I'm assuming the plus 1 is your specialty, because you have wrestling, right?
Yeah, wrestling.
And the 5, what was the 5 then? What stat did you roll? Prowess or coordination? I mean, prowess or strength?
Oh, I rolled prowess. Sorry, yeah, prowess is the 5.
And your spinning is 6.
Yes.
All right, so let's make that. If we make that 5 a 6, then you got a 13. So we will call that a moderate success for you. In which case, I think it goes. Let's see, where's the actions at? I've got this stuff tabbed, and it still takes me a while. All right, escaping. Moderate success. Escape a partial hold or change a complete hold to a partial hold.
This is the rest of combat for me in Indispensable.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that does mean you can still take actions. I would be willing to call the escape attempt your first attack if you wanted to use your fast attack to take your second attack.
I will take a fast attack at the person that dropped behind me, I suppose, then.
All right, so you take your free hand and you try to spin around and pop
up. Starlight.
All right, prowess versus prowess, or whatever it is you roll. With spinning, I assume it's still prowess.
Yeah, spinning only helps with the damage.
And you got to beat a 6.
Beat an 8. I rolled a 6. I missed.
Oh, I thought I had hit. Oh, the 8's what I rolled. Okay.
Yeah, we both rolled at the same time.
Yeah, we must have. As soon as I hit it, the 6 popped up. All right, so she ducks and weaves. It has this look on her face like, why are y'all picking on me all of a sudden? Good stuff. All right. Then it's Starlight Jim's turn. Let's see. She gonna try to punch you. Nothing fancy, just a straight punch to the grill.
Punch who?
You.
How dare? What? No.
Beat a 7.
It means she likes you.
Oh yeah, you should have been at a -2 for that previous attack because you're.
I'm at a. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now your defense roll, I don't think that factors into it.
If it did, it would still be a tie on this one.
Yeah. So she takes a swing and you manage to, like I said, she goes for your mouth, or at least your face, and you manage to pull your head back out of the way.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's getting frustrated, probably just at the fact that nothing she's doing's been the least bit affected.
She's had bad luck. That's true. That's true.
Well, kind of like Blessed Thorn, her stats are not necessarily combat geared, and she's a little oblivious. Though that hadn't really come up this fight much. All right, so that was Starlight. Then it's Indispensable. Can't think of it. Does Indispensable? Ah, crap! And I had. This whole fight, I've been completely forgetting that Indispensable's got fast attack. So his first attack.
Oh, that's a shame.
First attack, he's going to try to get Rigajig into a full hold again.
I assure you he will.
Wrestling. It's his prowess versus your prowess or coordination.
Let me get back to the resistance because I'm going to need it.
And you've got wrestling, of course, so that factors in. All right, so you need to beat a 10.
All right. Subtract your resistance level from the level of any such effect used on you. If the effect's level 0 or less, it doesn't work on you. If you have level 10 resistance.
All right, so it sounds like effectively taking. What's the resistance level?
I'd assume it would be 6 based off It just saying it is resistance.
So 6 away from the 10 he rolled. So you've got to beat a 4 is all you've got to beat.
Which is possible for me.
Yes, that is possible.
I got a 5.
So he fails to get you into a partial hold. So his second attack, he tries again.
I hate the fact that spinning is now the best thing.
It gives you an interesting combination of stuff.
It does.
But
All right, that's 8 minus 6, so you have to beat a 2.
You've been way more effective in this fight than Putty has.
With a 4.
Nothing he's tried has worked either, really.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, we've all been more effective than Lacuna in this fight.
Yeah.
And you should, and as high schoolers, you should be sure to let her know that whenever you catch back up with her.
I feel
We
like
won without you, but it sucked. Please come back.
Yeah, I feel like we're doing exactly as well as you'd expect a bunch of teenagers who ostensibly have never been in a real fight would do. Of course, we have been in a real fight, but
all right, fast attack allows you to attack more than once per action, dividing your fast attack levels into additional attack tests up to your level with that attack. Oh, that's right. This is the one with the weird math thing.
Considering how hard he can hit, I'm betting it's only going to be 2 for him.
He's got fast attack at fair 4, so I think you're right. I think I actually intentionally built him where he gets the 1 extra attack without any leftovers.
Yeah.
So he's had his 2 attacks. Then it's Quark who shoots at Putty again because the last shot worked fine. He has run up closer to Putty this time.
Still, because I'm an optimist and I had a really bad roll last time.
And he had a really good roll. Ooh, this time too. Need to beat 11.
But he hits me. Yep.
Oh, that's right. You're not trying to dodge it. So what you've got to do is beat the power level.
Well, I mean, that was my dodge. My power level's 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, he hits you. Let's see, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then he needs to roll his power level. So you got a moderate success on the reflection, which I believe bounces the full effect back at him. All right, reflection. Moderate. You are unaffected by the attack. You make a normal attack test against the attacker with the reflected attack as a reaction. All right, so you get a free attack back on him. It'll be your coordination versus his coordination.
Dang.
And both of you rolled max, and he's got 1 higher than you.
Curse you, Quark.
So the beam cuts just right down next to him, and he, you see this little flea-sized man jump to the side as the beam cuts a groove in the floor.
Not us. Wasn't that? We don't have laser powers.
That's right. That could not have been us. I don't care what you saw.
Everybody saw the laser hit Putty in like the stomach, and then he kind of shoots it back out of his belly button.
Not Putty's fault. Quark has a weak ass laser.
You hear Kayla over in the stands. It's the Care Bear stare.
It's the what?
Care Bear stare. The Care Bears shoot things out of their bellies.
No, you cut in and out.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't. I didn't know what words you physically said.
Okay.
Yes, I know what the Care Bear stare is.
Which, by the way, if you ever get a chance to watch it, there was a Russian superhero movie that, spoiler, basically ends with him doing the Care Bear stare.
Wow. Oh my gosh, is that the one with the werebear?
Yes.
I have not seen
There's this
that
whole
yet.
friendship thing they do through it that, yeah. it's worth watching. I mean, it's not a good movie, but it's interesting in parts. And I do love like the super tech they've got. You know, some of the vehicles, it's straight out of the comic book kind of stuff. All right, or G.I. Joe, which they are doing a role-playing game of. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers, My Little Pony. Basically a bunch of Hasbro stuff. One company is licensed to do RPGs for all of it.
Oh man, if only they'd throw in Micronauts.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
You got another company doing He-Man, but I don't know about Micronauts. I don't even know who owns those anymore.
Well, Hasbro does.
Oh, is it Hasbro? Okay.
Yeah, Hasbro has Micronauts now.
Okay.
That's why I said
For some reason, I was thinking they were Mattel, but
they were back in the day, but Hasbro has the license. That's why.
oh, okay. Must have been some third-party company that owned it and just licensed it to the various companies. All right, so that was Quark. Now it's Putty's turn.
Penny's turn. Okay. You know what? It's great that Rigajig keeps Indispensable busy.
Somehow my hatred has made me equal the demigod in our class.
But I
Great,
think
it makes you
I am
strong.
I'm gonna take, if I take a shot at Indispensable, since he's holding Rigajig, do I get a bonus to hit on that?
Technically, no.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, yeah, it would make sense, but by the rules, no.
No, and that's fine. I'm still gonna do it, but I was just asking. And hopefully, I'll at least distract him enough that he's got to let go of Rigajig, and Rigajig can have an actual attack next turn.
Well, hopefully you boop his snoot and it hurts him.
Yeah, let's hope.
Come on, man, don't embarrass him in front of his dad.
That's what I'm going
I'm
for, is
willing
the
to
snoot.
I'm willing to just maintain this partial and just pop him twice.
All right, Cruz, you made contact.
All right, 7 points of damage.
All right, 7 points.
Minus whatever his damage resistance is.
Mm-hmm. Somebody popped him real good at the very beginning. Who was that?
That was the first attack I did because he interposed for 0-sum.
That's right. And you did 6 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay, I'd written his damage down wrong. I'd given him like 1 point too much resistance. All right. And Putty's strength is a 7.
Yep.
So minus that. So yeah, you pop him in the face. It cracks one of his goggles. But with dogged determination, he hangs on to Rigajig.
Oh, crap. I was hoping he would at least let go of Rigajig.
Well, you know, if you'd beaten him by enough to stun him or slam him, you know, I just said yeah, but you just barely connected. Or barely got a solid hit, if that makes any sense. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Putty.
It's a good try, though.
Yeah, you definitely rattled this cage. Rigajig, you're up.
All right. I'm punching Indispensable. So, I'm going to punch him using my fast attack as that bonus to equal it out, so it's neither of us have. So the -2 from being grappled will be canceled out by the fast attack bonus.
Okay.
So I only get 1 hit, but we're at an equal playing field.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm right under him.
All right. So you're thrashing around, but you know he's right there on you, so it's hard to get a good solid lick. Then it's Starlight GM. And she shouts, "Quark, quit shooting at him!" And then she runs and like tackles Putty at the waist. Basically, she's trying to grapple you.
I'm still using martial arts to dodge, right?
No, this is a grapple, so this would have to be wrestling. So it's, let's see, prowess versus prowess.
Booyah.
So she runs up, wraps her hands around your waist, but you kind of turn and she loses her balance and lets go trying to catch herself. Because, you know, she's not really experienced with this sort of fighting. And makes a very loud thump on the ground as she hits. You know. And then, you know, she kind of goes scrambling back up. Cause... Then it is Indispensable. How fast is old Indispensable? So he's holding Rigajig with one hand, and he just starts punching with the other hand. It's like, you know, once that spinning kicked in, he realizes he's having a hard time keeping a grip on him, so he's just going to try to knock you out the old-fashioned way now.
Yeah, that's fair.
So prowess and his martial arts kicks in for this one. Need to beat a 7, because he rolled a 2.
I got a 7.
All right, you take half damage. So that's 3 points of damage. Oh, I forgot about his fast attack. All right, so this is his...
I think he really needs that.
This is his fast attack, so we had to roll a defense there.
Is he swinging it? Putty?
Well, this would give you a... This would give him, if he succeeds in this one, it'd give him a +2. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have to roll for that one. It just aids him. I'm getting all messed up.
I thought.
All right, so he'd have a +2 if he used both attacks. So his 7 would have become a 9. I started rolling it like he was going to make 2 separate attacks against Rigi, because I always forget that. So he'd have actually beat you by a little bit. So that would be instead of taking 3, you'd have taken the full 7.
Oh, which means I'm out cold.
Nope.
Oh crap!
I mean, I've been hit twice.
Do you have any determination left?
Nope.
All right, you're out like a light then.
Yep.
It took you out?
Yeah, he's taking a couple of licks. He didn't have any determination to heal up with.
I got hit from a giant metal woman falling from the sky, and a punch from a dude that's the son of Superman.
Oh, okay.
I'm out cold.
Okay, Indispensable. I caught the when Jim did the glancing hit on you, but I must have missed
Yeah,
that.
Indispensable just got a full.
So the rest of y'all see like 2 quick punches, and then Putty just goes limp, and Indispensable drops him.
Got it.
Putty's fine. Rikajig goes limp.
Oh, Rikajig, I'm sorry. I guess I was staring. Well, actually, I was staring right at both of you, but anyway. Putty, you hear Indispensable sigh. Finally. And then he turns to face you.
Yeah. Dun-dun.
Putty will totally lie and say, "I'm liking these odds."
Indispensable kind of pops his neck. He doesn't actually make the popping noise, but he does that.
Real cocky for a guy that allowed me to throw someone out while fighting him, I say unconsciously. Real cocky for a guy that was losing. Had to get an assist from 2 separate teammates to stop me.
Blizzard Thorn, when you see Indispensable do the neck pop, you hear the guy in the wheelchair. Don't act like a putz. Alright, so that was Indispensable's turn. Quark. You kind of hear him. Oh, what do I do if I can't shoot him? Ooh! And then he grows back up to his normal human size. And he blasts the floor under Putty's feet.
Oh, damn. Smart attack.
So what he is doing, obviously, is putting a quality, like an off-balance quality on you. Which it's a roll to make sure he does that successfully, of course.
Of course. That makes me easier to hit.
For everybody else. Alright. Oh, wait, I'm in reactions. I need to be in actions. That's what I need to be in. Maneuvering. Alright. So this will be, him rolling his attack, you rolling your coordination. Really just to see if you can keep your balance, while he does this. So his coordination. So you need to beat an 8, which is not too bad. He didn't roll too good, so.
But I am off balance. He's got 5.
Alright, so he beats you by 2. Reveals or creates the quality you're looking for, but does not activate it. You must do that separately. Oh wait, that's marginal. That's if he had tied. Moderate. Reveals or creates the quality you're looking for and allows you to activate it for free once. So he's put you off balance. He or one of his teammates can use it once for free.
Only once?
Yeah, well, he only barely beat you.
Gotcha. Okay.
The next round up would have given him multiple uses of it. And they use it once for free. They can still burn determination if they wanted to, to tap into it multiple times.
Without having to pick in a quality.
Right. That that is the quality they're tapping, basically.
Gotcha.
Because that's the trick. If somebody, if you know one of your opponent's qualities, you can tap that. As long as it's something you're doing against them. Alright, so you've got the off balance. That was Quark. Then it's Putty's turn.
My turn. Okay. At this point, I am very concerned about taking a punch from Indispensable. But what's her name?
Starlight Gem.
Starlight Gem. I keep wanting to call her Starbright. I think because she's got some funky, she can do some stuff to me like stun and things. She's probably my biggest concern. So I'm going to try hitting the girl again.
All right.
And boy, he does not like doing that.
All right, this is her prowess. All right, she beat you by 3.
Air punch. Ooh.
Then it is Starlight's turn. And she is going to basically use her action to assist Indispensable, who goes next. And they are trying to get you in a grapple. Or she's trying to help him get you in a grapple. So it's you versus Indispensable. He's making his prowess. He is tapping into your off balance for free, so that gives him a +2. And he gets a +2 for her assisting him.
He's totally gonna get me.
Beat a 14.
Not on my best day.
Is that 11 what you rolled?
Yeah, 11's what I rolled.
Which is
I got
your
a good
best day.
roll.
Yeah, that is the best you could roll. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So you beat him by, or he beat you by 3, which is a major success. Which for a grapple puts you in a complete hold.
Grr.
Since he has you in a complete hold for his extra attack, he turns and flings you over, close to sum-zero or a zero sum. He goes to throw you out of bounds. So
I get any kind of roll for that at all?
Yes, we're using the slam effects for that.
Okay.
Which is strength versus strength for you two. Which isn't even.
It's even, yeah, and that's not something martial arts is going to apply to, is it?
No, not the slam attacks.
Had to try.
All right, so you rolled a 2 on the dice, but he rolled a 1 on the dice. So you got a 9, he got an 8.
So I fall really close to the edge.
Basically, he flings you, but as you're flying, it's low to the ground. You manage to get a hand out and sink your fingers into the floor just slightly. So yeah, when you come to a stop, you look over and it's like half a foot from you is the line. And you see Indispensable just. He scowls up. Quark and Starlight are like, oh. And then they form up to basically come at you like in V formation.
Well, all 3 of them are injured, so you got a shot.
Yeah, not much of one. Whose turn is it now?
It is now Quark's turn. He is going to try to knock you off balance again. So you need to roll against 10.
Totally off balance.
All right. 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a major. So they get at least 1 free tapping of it.
Do I get a penalty on my stuff, or is it just that they get to tap it?
They get to tap it. They could tap it to give you a penalty if they wanted to, or give themselves a bonus to dodge you or whatever. But no, they have to tap it for it to do anything one way or the other. Let's see, moderate. Moderate gives you the 1 activation for free. Major, they can activate it twice. Then it's your go.
I can't hit for snot in this, but I'll make another swing at Starlight because I am still concerned about her ability to stun and stuff.
Okay. So you get up, you start running forward. You're still a little off balance and wobbly.
Right.
But yeah, y'all are kind of moving towards each other at this point. So you run up, take your swing.
I mean, if Quark and Indispensable hit me, I at least have a chance to hurt them back.
All right, make your roll in.
I got a 10.
Oh, I hadn't noticed you rolled. I guess I should make my roll. All right, this is prowess. which she does not excel at. Ooh. All right, you do half damage to her.
It's
Because she tied.
got a 7, so that's 3, I guess.
Let me see. What does density give her while she is? Come on, man. All right. All right, your strength equals your density level. All right, I figured that. Or regular strength plus 1, whichever side. And damage resistance equal to your density. All right, that was the important part. So you said you did 3 points to her?
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't seem to do anything to her still form. You're certain you could hurt her with a straight on shot, but that kind of glancing blow doesn't seem to have done anything.
Just gonna ding.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it sounds like you punched a big steel plate, which at this school you have done before. Let's see. That was Putty last. Then Starlight's turn.
Just be like, all right, guys, can you take the last monster standing?
Once again, her and Indispensable are trying to double team you to get you into a full hold, because it almost worked last time.
It almost worked last time, and they're not gonna get hit back doing it.
And and unlike random folks you run into on the street and might get into a fight with, these people know kind of how your powers work.
Right.
All right, so that is Indispensable's prowess. +2 for him tapping the off balance. +2 for her helping.
Dang, I got another 6.
Nope, you beat him by 1. Even with both of them, you managed to avoid getting put in any kind of hold. So for his second attack, Invincible just punches you. You can see the frustration in his face. So his tactics slip up and he slugs you 1.
Oh, I rolled to dodge, but I really don't want to dodge. I'm going to take it.
Let's see. So he's
Actually,
got a 4.
no, that's my reflection roll. So I'll just keep that roll. No, I'll re-roll if you want me to.
No, if the numbers are the same, go ahead and keep it.
Yeah, the numbers aren't the same.
All right. So he's trying to hit you with his 4. So you said you were taking it, so a 7's so if he hits you, if it goes through, it's going to knock you back too.
Right.
And that
if it goes through, it'll probably
the second tapping of that free off balance he's going to use for effect. So his strength is effectively +1 for hitting you. All right, so he hits you. That's 8 points of damage.
Well, I'm going to try and reflect it.
All right. Though I don't think that +1 would factor into the roll for the reflection, so your difficulty is still just going to be his normal strength. Plus a d6. Beat a 12.
Oh, that was my 10, so yeah, I did not beat the 12.
So you take the damage. That's 8 points of damage.
Yeah, Petty goes out.
You go flying back into the the bleachers.
Okay.
So you're laying there dazed for a minute. When you come through, Zero Sum standing over you. You okay, Coda?
I think so.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I see 5 toes.
I'll get Nurse West. So Mr. Gearhart, declares Team 5 the winner. So he's quick to say both. You know, he's pretty impressed with both teams. They both showed teamwork. You know, the difference in numbers made some difference, of course. Would have been nice if you'd been a little easier on the gym floor. Indispensable kind of rushes over to his father, you know. You know, he's basically like, "Hey, Dad, you know, did you see the match? Did you know how I did this and that?" And Blessed Thorn is close enough to overhear.
Yeah, and I'm definitely paying attention.
Yeah, I saw you go into a fight with, you know, the numerical advantage and barely pull out a win.
Here we go.
You know, you ran over to talk to me. You didn't even tell, you know, you told me you're the team leader, but you didn't even tell your guys good match before you ran over here.
Ouch.
And if that's the boy that does the, you know, the reflective thing you were telling me about, you know, that punch could have come back and hit you in the face, and how would that have looked? And Thorn, you see Indispensable just kind of wilt under this critique. But come on, we should go out there and, you know, congratulate the rest of your team. And he rolls himself across. You know, he shakes Quark's hand. You know, he tells Starlight, you know, yeah, that just turning into metal and dropping on Rigajig. You know, he liked that. That was some clever thinking. He consoles her on the whole. You know, yeah, the stun thing didn't work on Putty, but he tells her that's a good strategy. A lot of times your bricks, you know, their minds can be their weak spots.
They all use good strategy, actually.
And he kind of cuts his eyes over his son when he says that. Rigajig, as you're waking up, you know, he rolls over to you, congratulate, you know, well, he compliments all of you guys on, you know, the tactics you used. You know, if you had even numbers, it could easily have gone the other way. You know, and to you and the rest of Indispensable's team, he's very complimentary. He's very, you know, seems like a really nice guy. You know, and Mr. Gearhart gives you a lot of, you know, goes over with the entire class, goes over, you know, how the match went. Some of the school staff runs out and kind of, you know, does a quick patch job on the floor. And while it looks like hardwood, you notice when they pull up broken pieces, the floor underneath it kind of, you know, moves back together and solidifies, and they just pop down some more boards on top of it. So within just a couple of minutes, you got a fresh floor there. You know, the only difference is the new spots aren't waxed. You know, they don't have the wax shine that the rest of the floor's got.
They're better than the Who's when their Christmas tree gets burned down.
Well, you know, they don't have the full-on X-Men Danger Room, but they were prepared to some degree for the collateral damage that's going to happen in this kind of class. And this is the underground gymnasium y'all are in. But you get pats on your back from the classmates. Everybody seeming to enjoy it. Molly's walks up to Rigajig. She tells you, "Oh, it was a good try, man. You almost got him."
I was hoping to keep him in a grapple long enough for Putty to finish off the other two. It just didn't work out. Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't have thrown him like you did zero sum.
Though strategically, I can see why you wanted to get rid of her first. Ah, well, maybe if I get a chance to go up against him, maybe I can put him out. And while y'all are talking, Dynaman rolls up and starts talking to her. I mean, he didn't like roll and try to interrupt rudely, but he tells her what a fan of her great grandfather he's been. Grandfather, great grandfather. He realizes she's part of the family. He doesn't necessarily know exactly who she is, but
And Rejig will stop for a minute. I'll step away. I think I'm about to hear something I'm not supposed to.
Dynaman's, I wasn't going to use any names. And Molly's like, it's okay. She's like, I'm related to the original Blue Ensign.
Oh, okay.
I mean, don't spread that around. I'm not trying to play on great grandpa's name, but that she's like, that's all he's referring to. And Dynaman goes and he talks to a bunch of the students. Some of them seem to know who he is, but they may be from that same part of the country. Somewhere in all this, Indispensable has gotten a spare goggle and replace the lens y'all busted. Maybe he keeps them in his belt. You're not sure. Well, he doesn't really wear a belt, but anyway. There manages to be one more match in the class before the class is over. Pitting, let's see, which teams was it? Hang on, I just lost my spot. Students, that's where y'all are. Yeah, it's Team 4, which is the Editor, Mischief Maker, Shooting Star, and Stonehenge. Versus Corkscrew, Molly, Pinball, and Swarm. And that one turns out to be a really close match. It basically ends with Molly and Stonehenge just pounding on each other until Stonehenge finally goes down. They'd managed to knock most of the rest of the class or teams out of bounds or whatever, but it ends with 2 bricks just in a old-fashioned beatdown. The floor doesn't get as wrecked as y'all's match, but there's still dents where people got knocked around. Molly's flight power seemed to be kind of the deciding thing. She had a little better mobility than he did. Let's see. Is anybody sitting close to Dynaman and Indispensable while this match is going on?
I was close at one point. I don't know if I still am.
Well, you're not still sitting against the wall. They've moved you over to one of the. Y'all are all on the bleachers. But we can say you're at the end of the bleachers, and he's in a wheelchair, so he's sitting off the bleachers to one side. Indispensable just standing next to him. But you hear him make the comment. If you could just fly, think of the tech, way you could use that tactic or this tactic.
Oh, he doesn't fly.
Indispensable, though. He's only got super speed so far.
Oh.
And, he's like, yeah, I can't wait for my flight to come in. But eventually the bell rings. Between the second fight and having to repair the floors a little bit again, there's not time for a third match. But he tells you that, y'all will do that tomorrow. I'm sorry. Lunch isn't after tactics. Math is after tactics. Well, that's almost as good. Lacuna is back for math class.
I'll ask her, once she sits down, it's like, are you okay?
Yeah. Miss Witch, or whatever. I forget what y'all took to calling her. Yeah, she just wanted to run a bunch of tests, and they weren't intrusive. They just took a while. And then she was letting the senior class help. So it's like I'm standing up in front of the class, like the model in an art class or something.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, some of the seniors know what they're doing with magic already, so.
Oh. Was Anthony there? Or is he not a senior yet?
No, he's only a grade above y'all.
Okay.
Y'all are freshmen, so he'd be like a sophomore. So y'all all go to lunch together. At lunch, Amber comes running up with the aforementioned Anthony. So yeah, she's got grabbed onto his upper arm and pulling him up forward. He introduced himself to everybody. He's kind of looking at Lacuna with like he's studying her. So anyway, Amber told me you were having a problem with somebody invading your dreams. He pulls out his little amulet. This might help. I mean, it helps keep nightmares away from living people, so it may work with you. I don't know how I don't know how your curse will interact with it. If it works, let me know. If it doesn't work, maybe I can fiddle with it. You don't have to wear it all the time, just when you're sleeping. Don't worry, there's nothing holy about it, so it shouldn't agitate you or cause rashes or anything.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Did you make this yourself?
Well, not the physical amulet, but I laid the spells on it. Yes.
Oh.
He goes, "Your blessed thorn."
That is right.
And he gives you a very intense stare.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you've seen pictures of Rasputin, or it's that.
Is he trying to ensorcel me?
But he gives you that stare for just a few seconds. Then his face kind of goes back to normal. It's like, huh. I figured you were delusional. I mean, no offense. But usually the gods are full grown when they're running around.
She
like
ain't
like
crazy.
Hestia,
She's
like
a blessed
Hestia,
boy.
and he gestures over to
Oh
the
my
lunch
God.
lady, who, as always during lunch, is out she's out looking across the lunchroom like she's surveying her kingdom.
Well, divinities have been born from mortals before, so perhaps it is not so strange that they are reincarnated the same way.
Well, I didn't mean it like it was weird, just slightly unusual, not common. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody.
No, of course,
I don't know as much about your pantheon, if you're part of the term, as I do, my own people's.
Well, that is why we are all here, is it not? To learn.
Yes. And the last place I was training got kind of wrecked.
And let us face it, these days, all of our pantheons seem to belong to the larger pantheon of what the mortals call superheroes.
I guess that's one way to look at it. Certainly the world's smaller, so there's a lot more crossover of.
Yes, that does seem to be the overarching pantheon of this century, of this era.
I don't know if I'd compare us to the gods or if I'd compare us to the heroes out of stories, but I guess it's just a matter of degrees. I mean, I imagine somebody like the Primus could have gone toe to toe with Zeus, but who knows? And he chit chats with y'all for a little bit longer, kind of awkwardly. He seemed to be most comfortable when him and Blessed Thorn were discussing kind of the mystical stuff. He might be a nerd.
Okay.
Though he's one in, he like most of the kids here, he is in good physical shape.
Right. It's just socially awkward.
But Amber's making like doe eyes at him the entire time.
Aww.
There's a very awkward hug before he leaves. Like he goes to hug her like it's a natural reaction. And then it's like he realizes that he's got 4 to 8 people staring at him. And he makes it back over to his class where they leave.
How does the amulet feel on Lacuna? Does she put it on right away?
She puts it on just to not just be holding it.
Yeah.
She doesn't really feel anything yet, but I guess she'll find out when she takes a nap tonight.
Yeah.
She was planning to camp out with you again, but yeah, she may stay in her room just to see if this does any good.
That sounds like a good plan.
And even if it doesn't do much, if it does a little bit, and she camps out with you,
Yeah, right.
At least until you get your, what would y'all be calling her? The little fruits you've been trying to grow.
I just call it dream fruit for now. Project. Dream dates.
I kind of like that idea. You've got a little date tree and it's dates. That'll be a good title. And yes, let's make it dates.
I think they should be like they should look like tie-dye dates.
Yeah, sure.
I like that. But when y'all get back to your room after the rest of classes go fine. Though when y'all get into your introduction to the mystic, Wolf Witch almost immediately walks up to Lacuna and asks her what she's wearing. And she pulls out and she looks at it. Who gave you this? And there's some hesitation, and finally looking and going, Anthony gave it to me at lunch. Okay. That boy should really be in the advanced class. And then y'all have PE in your science classes or whatever. You wrap up for the day. You get back to your various dorms. At the boys' dorm, Indispensable is he's hanging around in the rec room, but over closer to like the entrance. So Rig-a-Jig, when you and Putty walk in, he walks up to y'all. I think we need to come up with a new plan. Oh yeah, good match by the way. Well, we've been patrolling the last couple of weeks and we haven't gotten any bites. Rig here seems to be kind of the thinker, planner, plotter type.
And I hate to admit it, but he's usually right.
Don't know about that. Well, I mean, he was right about the ambush thing. But the baddies seem to be owned to that now. And as y'all are talking, Rig-a-Jig, you feel a little like prick on your arm.
Which arm?
Your left arm.
I mean, I'll look in that direction.
It looks like you got a mosquito on you.
Is it metal?
You gonna look that close?
I'm going to hit it with my power that affects metal.
Oh, that's right. You do have that, don't you?
Yes, Wolfie.
So what are you What are you transmuting it into if it's metal?
I'll transmute it into tungsten, which is the densest metal I can think of at the moment. So if it's a microbot, it'll just fall.
It falls off.
Is Quark in the room?
Yes, he's over playing ping pong with somebody.
I make an immediate request of Quark to come look at this. Micro size. I think it's a robot.
That gets the attention of everybody in the room, of which there's like 2 or 3 other people. So everybody kind of comes rushing over. Quark looks at it, shrinks down, re-enlarges. He goes, "Yeah, it's like a robot mosquito."
I immediately call homeroom teacher.
Oh boy.
I immediately call Fowler.
Miss Fowler answers the phone.
We've got a microbot mosquito that just tried to take my blood. I've got it turned into tungsten right now and sitting on a table. Somebody got something in the rec room.
Crying out loud.
She's like, "I'll call the principal immediately."
Yeah, security.
Uh,
I feel like that should be a school quality by now. Shit, security. Rates for fee.
well, think of how many times Xavier's Institute has gotten blown up. So
Yep.
they're not that bad off yet. But
You
yeah,
kept
a bunch
finding
of
the money to rebuild it. That's just what kills me.
well, obviously Xavier would be filthy rich just from inside trading. He just takes a tour of the business section of town, reads everybody's mind, knows exactly where he needs to invest his money.
And they can't prove anything.
That was actually in the wild card books when they talk about the McCarthy era reaction to the people with powers. A telepathic stockbroker is specifically one of the people they go after. They couldn't prove he'd done anything, but that didn't stop him from locking him away. Just in case. But yes, the vice principal Rook shows up, the principal shows up. Principal Roland, I believe. Dr. Daniel Weiss shows up. He shows up with some equipment.
So the outside of it will be tungsten, but I can only affect one metal at a time, so it'd just be the outside layer.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the inside stuff, the mechanics will probably still be functional and readable.
And some of the outside looks like it may be plastics, but enough of the outside, like the joint. Some of the joints are like coated in plastic. But you've made the tungsten is heavy enough that the little robot is twitching every now and then, but it can't. It doesn't have the strength to actually kind of move itself, made out of this heavier material. So he comes up, he starts examining it. Pulls out this little cube box, closes it up in there. It looks like it's probably not normal glass, but it's something kind of see-through. He looks at it. Can you change it back? Whoever changed it, can you change it back to what it was?
I should be able to, yeah. Because there's only one layer changed. So yeah, I'll change it back to...
And at that point, it starts moving around. It kind of flies around, tries to stick to the glass, and slides down. It's very much moving around like you'd expect a mosquito to move around. We'll have to get the drones to scan for these things. Maybe I should make some little robotic birds to eat them.
Should warn the girls too. Oh wait, I'm not there.
Principal and vice principal are both there, correct?
Correct.
I'll turn to both of them. I hate to say it this way, but this is starting to hit a tipping point.
Your concern is understandable. We'll recalibrate the security system to pick up. I don't know if we can get it down to microscopic, but apparently we're going to have to try.
The other goal here is personal protection. Is there some kind of small equipment you could do for a person if they feel stung by this to simply, an electric net to just slap it down? Anything? Because right now we don't need to focus on specifically detecting them, but making sure that they can't get the job done. You can feel them. You can feel that thing when it bites you. It doesn't have the same poison a mosquito does to distract you.
Well, that's good at least.
So we just need to equip everyone with something that can react to it. The only reason I can react to it fast enough is because I can transmute metals. Other than that, you'd have to be very quick on the hands to catch one of these.
Dr. Weiss nods his head. I think I can come up with something at least for the short term. I can make them look like regular bug zappers, but they'll really be magnets.
Something.
I wonder if Hestia is still here. I'm going to need a lot of coffee. And the old man turns and hustles out with a little bot.
If you need help, if you need help working with metals, obviously I can help. And I'm sure someone on the senior class can help too. Just drop senior class.
Senior class again.
Because now I'm getting jealous of the fact they've got all this awesome magic and shit. I'm just like, screw these kids.
He invites you to come along. And he does call in a few students from other classes. The junior, the kid from the junior class that comes in looks really nervous as he walks in. But then he sees all of y'all, like you and the rest of them. And then the doctor explains what's going on. And he's like, oh, okay. But he had a look like he was getting called in because he was in trouble.
Whatever you broke, made, or damaged has not been noticed yet. Don't you worry.
It's like, cool. I mean, I didn't break anything.
No, man, it's cool.
All right, and we will wrap there basically as the big brains pull an all-nighter.
Oh, I will also text Indispensable and apologize that we couldn't finish that conversation.
Oh yeah, you get text back. No biggie. It's an emergency you got to deal with. Just be thinking about a new plan. Oh, and I was ignoring the girls. The girls
If Penny is involved in that text,
and then the girls were involved.
If Putty was involved, the girls were involved. Okay.
He'll say, if they're looking for metahumans, Putty could use them. Putty's willing to be used as bait. He doesn't so much bleed as ooze. They couldn't probably, in theory, he's assuming they couldn't get anything from him, even though they probably really could.
Well, we also have to assume these mosquitoes were probably made to get the people that didn't agree to the robot taking their blood previously.
Yeah, Putty was sleeping that day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and then Putty would still be on the list to...
So they might be coming after him. But anyway, Blessed Thorn, you and Amber, who is still talking about Anthony, y'all in Friendly Fire get back to the in Lacuna, get back to your dorm. And yes, that little date plant you've been looking on, it looks like the dates are mature and ready to be tested.
Ah, delightful.
So we'll wrap there, and next time we may experiment with the dream dates.
Just say yes to drugs. That's what.
I could just picture the cover of that.
You're
issue.
a goddess, thus they are part of a religious ceremony. They follow the same rules as peyote.
Or does it look like that old 1950s board game?
A dream. Oh, right. Ah, that's a good one.
So with that, we are done for the day. I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed this one. I didn't really mean the fight to go the entire session, but you know.
That was a fun one. And it's about time that we threw down with other students.
Well, you know, you got to have the. It's like Hero Academia. You got to have like the tournament mode at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel so bad to get our asses kicked.
It was a good solid match. I think it really was the numbers that made up a big difference there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put up a good fight.
Because you'd have lasted longer if, you know, like if Quark had gotten, you know,
we weren't
been there or, you know, whatever. But
that's a happy kitty.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I hope anybody listening to this later or watching it on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join us next time. You know, we do this every 2 weeks. I'm a little slower about getting the stuff posted, but, you know. And, so anyway, once again, I've been your GM for the day, Jason. And with me has been Mike, playing Blessed Thorn.
Good evening.
Taylor, playing Rikajig.
See ya.
And Curtis, playing Putty.
Later.